Back in the 90s, I was in a very famous TV show. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, singing to you a little BoJack Horseman. This video brought to you by Mad Elf. The bottles are better. I messed up the last video. This is why if you start a YouTube channel, you need to write down your stuff. This one's kind of going to be off the cuff. Shout out to Guidebook Gaming. They always announce me and my referral code, which you just saw. Which if you use that referral code, you get 5% back, cash back on any land you purchase. And they do something similar as well, as far as they shout out other people's referral codes, they do giveaways, and they just have do deep dives into certain things in the game. It's very fun. So getting into this Earth 2 update video, there's a couple of things I wanted to go over. I did write down a couple things. Nia, N-I-Y-A, asked, would you recommend to sell land if they are wiping all buildings? One, we're not sure they are. From what we can tell, the developers want to keep landmarks. Basically, whatever you would see as a Pokestop or a gym from Pokemon Go is something that they would keep. Bolivia does seem to be a topic of discussion lately. Right now, in the marketplace, everyone is selling Bolivia at $4 a tile in the marketplace. But if you go to your drop-down menu on the top right-hand corner, and you go to buy land, and you type in Bolivia, it is actually only 18 cents a tile. I was actually just bought 77 tiles for $14.09, where that market value would have been $309. When you see something on the marketplace, you just have to go up to the buy land and drop down, and then you could sell just exactly for sure if you're getting a good deal or not. Because those people that have cross-traded, they go from one to the other to the other to the other at $4 a tile, bringing it up, they could now automatically sell for $2 a tile. You think, oh my god, I'm getting a 50% discount. You're really not. So definitely always check that. That's how you prevent from falling from scams. Is what I think. Search the place that you want. Oh yeah. Now what happen? Another one asked, what happens to the market if growth stagnates? Well, the same thing. Growth is going to stagnate. You might see a little bit of a sell-off. Maybe just a little bit of a dip. I wouldn't even say sell-off. It's something that you would see you do see in the market. Like, you're not going to get these prices increasing like this forever. Eventually, they will slow down. Again, this is just an opinion because there's a chance that, okay, let's say they only go up so much as far as there's land available. What happens when there's no land available? By that time, there's a potential that all of this land could have buildings on it, could have ad revenue, and now they just don't stop going up. Again, what I do think is that there will be stagnation, and some people will do a dip because, oh, my investment's only growing by 3% this week. Ridiculous. But again, that could be completely wrong because you could have all of these other factors in, like, they have resources now, so now there's even more incentive to buy land because you can make money off resources. So I could be completely wrong when I think that growth will stagnate and there will be a dip because some people will sell because their investment's not growing as fast as it used to. Again, this is just thoughts. If the US reaches $200 per tile, who would buy that aside from really rich people? Price is all relative. Also, the price is what you pay. The value is what you get. And I'll elaborate on these two things. When I say price is relative, where this is only really rich people, you could have some, like the average expendable income for, I think, was it a family or per person? I think the average expendable income each month, expendable income meaning money that, okay, I've paid my bills, I paid my food, I paid for everything that I need, necessities, and I have an extra $1,800 left over. That is going to translate into many people putting into either investment like this, people buy Pokemon cards, people buy stocks, people buy whatever. This would be considered an alternative asset. This whole game is an alternative asset. It is not depreciating like a car. You buy a car, it loses value as soon as you drive it off the lot. It has mileage, because it a new owner. Like, that is something that is a depreciating asset where it gets less in most cars. Obviously, things like Teslas, because of the updates in the full self-driving over the air software, that's something that is an appreciating asset. Something like Yeah, appreciating assets, most like ETFs, stocks, something like that. Maybe gold, commodities like gold and silver. But this would be an alternative asset because it's not as liquid as stocks. Stocks, you click a button and it sells like that. This is something where you could do that. You click a couple buttons and maybe it sells eventually, but it's speculative because we don't know where it's going. It could go to the moon. These things could be thousands of dollars a tile depending on ad revenue and how everything works out, how much foot traffic there is. Or, this whole thing could not work out, people lose interest, and it goes to zero. So it is a very, very open-ended question. Like I said, price is all relative, where you have people that say, okay, if you have $1,800 a month, what is $200 to them? They could buy 9 tiles a month. And that's just normal. That's just your average American family or average American person. So price is relative, and that's relative to, that's just the average. You could have people worth a couple $100,000 that are just saying like, oh, $200, yeah, it's fine, I'll do that. And you could have people that are worth 7 figures that I don't get out of bed for anything under 4 figures, 5 figures. You could have billionaires come in and they'd be like, and they could just play just to have fun. I don't think they would see this as an investment. They definitely have other stuff going on. And then as far as price is what you pay and value is what you get. I can pay $200 a tile, but if that tile is getting me $2 a day just on resources, not even me doing anything, with other people collecting, and I get give me all of them. Give me every single one. You're telling me that not only in 100 days, less than a third of the year, I get my entire investment back, plus I could continue, I could reinvest those gains, I could sell them and just make a profit, and especially when this is, granted, a speculative asset, but alternative where it can grow. Now the $200 a tile is now $220 a tile. That's 10% growth in under a year. And a lot of people are getting very, very spoiled with the amount of growth that there is in this game. And I'm going to skip over here a couple of things. Oliver Bennett says that his tiles, his gains, his net worth is usually around $600 a day. I don't know whether, let's say it's worth $6,000 a day. Let's say he has $6,000, net worth, and he was getting around $600 a day increase. Whatever it was, it slowed from $600 a day to $400 a day. Do you know how many people in this marketplace, a lot of people that in finance would literally kill someone to get those types of gains? That doesn't exist anywhere else. 1% a day consistently is absolutely unheard of. 1% a week consistently is unheard of. That it's, again, consistency is the main thing, and that's something that I think a lot of people are getting spoiled with because it's not growing as quickly as it was in the first couple of weeks, months. This is still, as far as I've seen, one of the best investments ever. So, like I said, if price is what you pay and value is what you get, you pay this amount, but the value is this amount because of what it does for you, especially when you don't have to actively work it. When you get land tax and referral codes, whatever, that a day, that is incalculable. That could be invaluable to some people that are too busy, like me, to be able to work on and game on this 24/7. I know a lot of people, just because of the pandemic and whatever, are unemployed. They have the time dedicated. That I just don't. I'm trying to build 2 other businesses in conjunction with this one. And if you tell me that I could put in $200 and it makes me $2 a day just on the resource revenue, oh my God, all day. Bet the freaking house on it. Next question. Wouldn't market stagnate? Could developers... Yes, market would stagnate. I just went over that. Could developers put a cap on it? They could. They definitely would not want to. They would not want to for many reasons, one of which I'm going to go over right now, is that they would like to... The free market is a beautiful jungle. It is a machine. You don't want to throw a wrench in the machine. You don't want to upset the natural balance. Developers don't want to mess with this because they want other people to set the marketplace. They don't want to have to do... If they do that, then people are going to ask, oh, you should do it here, you should do it here. They do not want to do that. Let the free market, let people come in and decide what things are valued at. What do you let me ask you, what do you think when people tell you, quote, "You are the future leader of this community," end quote. That is, it's very incredible. If anyone's seen Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Is it Attack of the Clones? Clone Wars. Clone Wars. I'm sorry. Spoilers for Star Wars. I haven't seen this yet in the last 15 years. When Padme tells Anakin that something wonderful has happened, she's like, "I'm with child." And Anakin goes like, shows so many emotions in just a couple seconds, like, "Oh my god, you're pregnant. Oh my god, I'm not allowed to love, but I'm happy, but I'm scared, but I'm excited." But shows like, that is what I felt like when I see people comment like you're God and you're inspiration. One, like, that makes me feel absolutely incredible. And I love you guys for making me feel that way. Not a lot of things do in this world. And that is something that people that could do whatever they want, they have free will to do it, and they choose to consume my content, they choose to enjoy my videos, and they say complimentary things like that, that makes me feel great. But also, that is a heavy responsibility that people are hanging on my every word, and I want to take that responsibility seriously. I want to absolutely give you guys my very best, and it is a little bit daunting. And I swear I try to get to everyone's messages. It's just, I've been away for a couple of days. I've also had again, drew on 2 other businesses, so I do try. I swear to God, I do try to get to everyone. It's just, it's a lot. And again, I want to be that person for you. I want to be like All Might, the All Might version of this. So that's what I feel. Little daunting, but that also inspires me to just keep going and to just continue to be the very best that I can be for you guys. Like, it means the world to me when you guys say stuff like that. Some people, all right, so yeah, some people think in the U.S. tiles are too expensive right now. Again, all relative. That they were too expensive. $20 a tile, they'll be too expensive. For everyone, like, when I first started, I was like, ooh, tiles in the U.S., $2.50 a tile. Oh, I got in too late. Doy, I'm so stupid. And then Wolfgang, he had mentioned that you could terraform your tiles to influence the resources that your tiles spawn. So there's a chance that the ocean tiles, many of them, become farmland, and deserts become wooded areas. It all depends on who has what land. If someone spends $1,000 on land just for oil resources or forests or whatever, and they have no water, they will probably terraform that land so that it gives them water. This is unless that it is cheaper to trade what they have for what they need. Hello, kitty, you're so cute. So if it's cheaper to trade what they have for what they need, or sell what they have to buy what they need, then they don't need to terraform. But if it's easier to terraform and it's cheaper and you don't need to line up a seller, then that's something that could be very advantageous. If terraforming is free or terraforming only costs a small amount, then yeah, you're going to see people terraforming like mother flappers. Just my opinion. Could players move into unsold tiles? From what we know right now, players can pick up resources on other players' tiles. So that should mean that they can do the same on tiles that are unbought. Unless the developers code in some way that resources only spawn on tiles that are owned, then either way, players won't be able to build on unbought tiles. We're still unsure if they can tunnel underneath the tiles, or if they could build over them, like a highway of some sort. Again, we don't know. We know there'll be planes, so they'll obviously fly over. I don't know if there'll be a thing, oh, plane, you're automatically going 15 tiles above, and they can build up 14 tiles. We don't know just yet. That could be something like with the planes, with pilots. Like, okay, maybe piloting is a skill. Now, we know there'll be portals, but they'll probably only be portals to certain places or to other people's property. If you want to fly to somewhere that's uncharted, you might have to fly. You might have to take a boat. You might have to do something that's not in the game. And if there's a mini game like, okay, who's the best pilot, and that person's job could be to take people or cargo from one place to another. If you have stuff you want, okay, now I know own these tiles, I need to build on here. How do I build on here? I have to take my steel and my whatever from one place to another. How do I get it there if nothing's built on there yet? Maybe the only way you can have portals is if a building is built on there. Okay, hire someone with a plane that has cargo space that can take those tiles to you, and you have to trust that whoever is flying that aircraft knows what they're doing, because that could be a part of the game. If they're flying somewhere but they have to fly over a major city, let's say you're only flying 14 tiles above, but they've flown stuff 15 or 18 tiles above, and you have to navigate that. They don't do a good job, they crash, maybe they lose your resources. But now you hire someone, okay, they know how to go around or up, whatever, and then they don't. So it's a lot of speculation, a lot of things that could happen. I hope this worked. I hope this helped you guys. I love you all. Again, Patreon down below, comment. I do this all for free. This market analysis literally took me years to be able to conjure it in my mind, but I love you. Mad Elf Beer.